Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents The Titan's Gift, Season 3, Episode 3. I am your DM and host, Marty, joined by the full Seattle crew. How is everyone doing on this fine Tuesday evening? Let me unmute your mics in the toastiest, warm fashion possible. Luke apparently has been looking forward to this. And so,
as you can hear, we're doing great. Nothing bad's happened to any of us.
Exactly.
Ever.
Yeah, we were Kenny, Fox, Ahmed. We were commiserating before the show. Yep.
Good times. Well, I will start it off on a lighter note. I started playing Outriders last weekend. That game is pretty good, you guys. If you like Diablo or Borderlands kind of style games, it does sort of Diablo looter shooter very, very well. I'm super happy with it. About like 40 hours in, just finished the campaign, and I'm actually enjoying the replayable content after it. So
Nice.
I will give that my thorough upvote.
Outriders?
Outriders, yeah. It originally got marketed as like the aggressive game, like don't take cover behind stuff, like don't chicken out. You get health back by killing people in like close range combat and stuff like that.
Oh, that's like early D&D.
It's very aggressive.
Early D&D. I think it was first edition or second. You killed a thing and you got hit points back. I think it's first.
Yeah.
Like monsters
It's
had
a lot of
monsters had XP and then a hit point value, and that was the hit point value you got back for defeating the monster. Which was like bizarre.
Provided you don't die.
Right, and that was the I think the motivation to like keep on going. The false promise of the DM that you'll be okay. When Dungeons and Dragons was all about a death trap. You know, it was like, oh, I worked all weekend on the death trap. I'm going to get my character, like my players in.
Question: did you have to do that voice as well?
Yes.
I work all weekend on the death trap.
It's a requisite when you're a DM.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to be cool and play Dungeons and Dragons simultaneously.
Right.
That was actually in the rules.
That was in the rules. First sentence.
That was my experience with it as a child, for sure.
Want to be cool? Shut this book. Put down this book and walk away.
Get a nerd with this closed book.
I don't think that you have that option anymore, Marty.
Yep. No, I have embraced it. I'm gonna add. I was just looking at the Outrider game. I'm gonna add that to the list of recommended video games. Elite Dangerous was the one that Ahmed was waxing poetic about.
Oh, Ahmed plays Elite Dangerous? Ahmed, you're in here, right? You play Elite? So your commander name. Commander.
Uh-oh.
You got space legs in Elite Dangerous now. It's not even a game, Marty. It's just a simulator. It's just space trucking.
Isn't it like, I was gonna say, like, isn't it like space parking simulator, like where you just depart and then land somewhere and you just watch it go?
Yeah, space interstate.
Space trucking, yeah, that's kind of what it is, right?
Oh my god! I just want to build a new PC, get some VR glasses, and just never leave this game. It's so good.
Yeah?
Oh my god! I just want to do the combat. But I like flying spaceships. That's just me, you know. And this is just a game where you could go believe you are flying a spaceship.
Apparently, Ahmed's broken like 3 special joysticks for the space. Funny. Matt was.
Sorry to cut you off, though. I just love that game.
Oh, that's fine. Go ahead, Luke. What's up with you?
Not playing Elite Dangerous in a while, that's for sure. But I am excited that they are in alpha for the first-person mode, aka Space Legs, which is cool because space legs. But yeah, just every day is very similar to the day before. But some highlights where we rented a little cabin in the woods by Mount Rainier. And
That looks awesome, by the way.
thanks. Went for a walk in the national park in a bit of a blizzard. That was really cool. It got a little primordial out there, you know, really feel it. So that was cool.
I mean, I was just watching your video and I was feeling it.
I watched that video and I thought he's for sure dead. His family is texting us the last video that they recorded after they found his body.
To be clear, I think we were all on the call drinking beer when that video came through, and I think you said exactly that.
For sure dead. For sure.
We're gonna miss him.
Another
round.
My thought was, I'm from Northern Ontario and from a place where it's like really snowy for a good part of the year. I'm like, why?
I'm used to the winter too. I like same kind of area as you're from, Marty.
Yeah.
With great up north, but mountain blizzards are like some next level kind of.
Yeah, fucking dangerous, dude. It's like the snow isn't just there; it might come down on you.
You might die.
Right. No.
Your friends might be right.
We survived that one though, so that's good.
It looked awesome though.
Yeah, it was good to get out into the nature. It made me feel like a human again.
Nah, that's sorely needed these days, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Neil, what's going on with you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm enjoying dinner. A late dinner. Couldn't get to do it earlier today. You know, I'm gonna, whenever we ever go back to the office, and I don't want to think about that and talk about work, but I'm gonna miss walking my dogs every lunchtime, things like that. You know,
Dude, right?
like I'm there. I'm thinking about, you know, if we all get this vaccine thing and we all start going back, and you know, there's some stuff I'm gonna miss.
Yeah, I'm super worried about my dogs getting like really bad separation anxiety. That's
Yeah,
like my biggest fear.
I'm afraid that I might get separation anxiety. I've had my dog on my lap for every day for the last year.
Yeah, I mean, my dog. I have a 9-month-old and a 2-year-old. They've almost only ever known COVID.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is both interesting and crazy at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, all's well, Marty.
Yep. Matt? Do we do Matt
Not
yet?
too much. I think mostly house-related stuff. Successfully got an asbestos-covered duct that collapsed in the wall removed here, so I don't have to worry about that anymore, and that's nice. There's a cherry tree at the new place that was in full bloom last week, so I went out to the house to talk to contractors or whatever, and it was really nice. It's just cool to see.
It's beautiful this time of year for those cherry trees, man. Things are going crazy with them.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
That's one thing Seattle does real nice. Come springtime, there's a lot of cherry trees blooming.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I never go outside to see them though. So
I got nothing this week. I did some game prep. I'm looking forward to a much quieter April and May. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Pro tip: if you buy a house, be in the same country as the house.
No, you just like a
Pro
challenge.
tip: during pandemic, don't try to move things across borders.
Yeah, that's easy, I'm sure.
Pro tip: during pandemic, don't try to do banking across borders. Fuck. Okay. All right. Let's do a recap of what happened last game. Episode 2, The Show Must Go On, which was a great title from Max,
That
I
is a
think.
good one,
Yeah.
yeah.
The professor uses Alara's crystal ball to attempt to scry upon the missing thing Carlo, only to spy upon a pot-bellied pig in the lap of a cloud giantess. The conversation overheard provides clues to their location, the Theater of Grand Station. Pharisee casts modify memory spells upon the professor to help him forget wounds from his past.
Yes.
Wounds and evil deeds, you know, kind of mixed in. The Jerks Emeritus teleport to the Theater of Grand Station to find a macabre rehearsal, the cruel delusions of one Pilts Swastil, Emperor of the Stage. Later, the party deals with a handful of polymorphed pigs rescuing a long-lost companion. And I think we ended the night with you teleporting successfully back to the Villa Malavella, which we are showing right now. Ludo, who seems to be completely oblivious and forgetful of his past life with the party. And you have an unconscious Zedediah Geed, who is the patron of I always forget the name of this house, the Magnolia residence, and 3 pigs that you believe are polymorphed beings. There's a bit of treasure that I have updated in your loot and treasure sheet, including the tin crown, the rune staff of baleful polymorph, a magical scarf that I missed describing before that you got off of Pilts, Jabir's glaive, a bunch of minor rings that were on the beholder, and a curing wand that you took from one of the actors. This particular scarf, we'll say that Pharisee is looking at it right now. It looks like it's a piece of cloth with a very high fidelity image of 3 stacked paintings and a crystal decanter atop the paintings. It is radiating, given that you're all mostly casters, it is radiating a moderate transmutation magic, and when you try to identify it, it is not a magic item.
Oh. How interesting.
As in, like, it was transfigured into a scarf?
Yes. More specifically, the objects depicted on the scarf are what are radiating the magic in the scarf.
It's like that 2D spell or whatever.
They've been sort of, put into it.
From the angle, you can't quite see what the paintings are, and then the platinum and crystal decanter sitting on top of it is also blocking the painting of the. You just see a little bit of blue, like on the top of the painting. It's at an isometric view of this stack of framed paintings.
Does anyone remember what we were just talking about? I have the strangest feeling like there's some sort of skip in my memories. How did we get here? Ah, yes. This scarf, very peculiar.
Indeed.
Where the hells are we? Says Ludo as he's looking around and climbs up onto a couch and bounces on top of it. He's been in this place, but he apparently doesn't remember.
Your home, Ludo. Home.
Furniture is a little big.
Well, yes. We took it from someone who was a little big. There's a room upstairs that was set up for you by you.
He looks underneath the table, and there's this look of, like, on his face of disgust. He pulls something out from underneath the table, and it's like a human fingernail that got lodged underneath the table, and
Hey, we're the better owners in this case. Previous folks, a lot of deferred maintenance, a lot of eating children.
He's giving me this horrified look at how nonchalantly you said this.
And we're pretty sure they're mostly gone too. I killed like a ghost of some crazy lady in the bathtub the other day. So like, you're probably fine.
Let's take you to your room and see if it jogs your memory.
Ludo is holding on to the hilt of his rapier. He never fought with rapiers before, but he's got one now. Perhaps he learned how with his time with Ben Carlo. I got a room here.
You did.
And a lab. Do you remember how to make alchemical things?
I think so. But Carlos said I had a pretty good knack for it.
I think I'll probably stay about 20 feet away while you think you can make alchemical things.
Huh?
Out of the blast radius, I believe is what we'll call it.
Oh. Yeah, sure.
Let's go take a look at your room. See if it jogs your memory. Your shadow, your mirror self, has been here, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think that guy's any good.
Yeah, I don't think so either. He has something of yours that was something of ours that we all used together. A key.
Okay, a key to what?
A key to everywhere.
He gives you a scrunched face like that wasn't
Not
quite
everywhere.
the answer.
Just everywhere.
Sure.
It was real nice. You were fond of it. Maybe a little too fond of it. Anyway, let's show you your place.
He looks up
If
at
I used something like prestidigitation, would I be able to do like a minor trick to show him what the key would have looked like?
Yeah, for like the briefest of few seconds, you could make something like that appear.
Okay. Never mind. It turns out I don't have prestidigitation prepared. Never mind.
All right, you're thinking about if I had prestidigitation.
Only we had a wand of minor illusion that gets used like all the time.
Yep. You don't have it prepared, or you don't know it.
I don't have it prepared.
Got it.
Guess we'll never be able to do anything like that, guys.
All right, Thurgus, you've been watching Ludo pretty closely since he got turned from a pig. Ludo seems to be not like, you don't see any signs of him being evasive. Like he just truly doesn't know. He doesn't seem like he's got ulterior motives, and he's not. I don't know. You'll have to keep on watching him, I guess. He is a halfling. I'm not too sure if their reputation has spread to your Pearl, but
I mean, we're all happy to see him.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that we're also willing to invest the time to help him.
Yeah, he just doesn't seem to be familiar with all of you. Like when you approach Zephyros, he kind of like flinched a little bit because you're so big, and he doesn't remember you.
Could I make a...
Zephyros was very quick to point out, "Don't worry, little man. I am not going to step on you. I don't walk." Because I've got overland flight. I'm just being very clear.
Yep.
Almost forgot. Could I try and make a heal check to see if maybe this is like directly related to amnesia or something?
Sure. You could make a heal check and make a bunch. He seems unsure.
The bear's a very good doctor. The Urson.
All right, can I?
Yeah, is this hurt? And I like poke him really hard.
Hey!
Well, that's a good sign. You're not numb or paralyzed or anything. So I suppose you were walking though, so that's kind of key. And then I like turn his head, like I look at his ears and stuff, and I like look in between his eyes, like to see if he focuses on things. What's the last thing you remember before you was a pig?
Well, there was a lot of fire at the academy.
Okay, fire. That's good. That's good. What was before the fire?
Well, we had gone to bed after a day of training.
Okay, and what were you training?
Well, he shifts a little bit. How to not be seen, how to strike from the shadows, how to parry.
Got it, got it.
The
So you're like
usual?
some sort of little halfling ninja. That's pretty cool.
He
Yeah.
is, yes.
Vencarlo met with that guy. He points.
Which
at
guy?
Yes.
the unconscious halfling or gnome that is passed out next to one of the couches. This guy was the one that was shackled to the mimic throne that Pilts was.
Is he
Was it-
like badly injured?
Yeah, yeah. He's,
Oh shit. Okay.
it looks like one of his wrists is badly bruised. Well, both of his wrists are badly bruised, and one of them, that one that he was dragged around with, his arm might be out of his socket.
I'll heal him for like 14.
Okay, he sputters awake. You can notice a pig kind of nudging at him.
Well, well, well.
Oh, you.
Zedediah.
He holds out his hand for like help to get up.
Yes, you met with Ben Carlo. Ben Carlo was interested in talking with us as well.
My arm, it hurts.
Yes, it will get
Oh, you want
better.
me to set that for you? I'll relocate his arm.
You just.
I don't brace it or anything. I just
You
use
don't
my
start with a
thumb.
poke again?
Just go.
Yeah, give me the heal check.
30.
Okay, he's not very hardy. He passes out for a while, and he's on the. You move him to one of the divans. You do notice that one pig seems to be interested in his well-being. There's another pig that's just sitting down, and then there's a pig that you believe thinks it's a pig, because it's rooting around in the in the plant holder and making a mess.
Probably not really a pig, but more affected by the polymorph, shall we say?
Oh,
Hey, Ludo,
there's a third
do
pig
you-
too.
Do you remember Zedediah?
Yeah, he comes by and talks to Giancarlo. I didn't see him before that. It was before the fire.
Have, though. You met him at the Magnolia residence with us.
Okay, he shrugs.
Could I maybe jog your memory a bit on that? We did save you from being a pig.
Okay.
I will try to cast Modify Memory on Ludo
All right.
and remind him of 5 minutes of time that he spent with us in the Magnolia residence where we met Zedediah.
Are you implanting a? Are you allowing him to recall with perfect clarity an event he actually experienced, or are you trying
That is what I'm going to attempt to do. Yes, I'm not going to implant a memory if it's not there, because I'm curious.
Okay. This takes one round, so
Will negate spell resistance. Yes.
he doesn't resist. Oh, there was the beautiful halfling girl there.
Yes.
She liked paint. Oh,
Yes, very much.
Yeah, I remember going there.
Do you remember her name?
Uh,
I do. I actually wrote this down.
Yeah, that's it. And there was a weird flying dragon named BB and a great cricket fae.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and you were
Yes.
talking to the other guys about something.
Grigori, the Grig? Yes.
Yeah. That guy's from that house.
Yes. Yes. Good. Oh,
He's-
Ludo, we're going to spend a lot of time together, I think, helping you remember things.
Hey, I do know you guys. I was there with you, right? What?
Do you remember a longing for a thing you kept in your pocket? It may not have pulled at you every waking moment.
There was something important, wasn't it?
It's why we were so angry when we saw you again and you didn't have it and you didn't remember.
Oh. He sits there and blinks for a while. We should wake him up to see if Cinta's okay.
Yeah, we should.
He turns and gives the Bureaus a nod. I remember Ludo being attracted to Cinta.
I think Cinta painted herself and then painted canvases with herself.
Yep.
I think she jumped at them and kind of whapped into them.
My weary head, says Zedediah.
But you're fixed and no longer dislocated shoulder.
Pharisee, are you still here?
Of course.
What gaudy place did you bring me to?
Oh, it's better that you not know.
The decor is very, well, old.
Yes.
And not in good taste.
It's vintage by a particularly challenged artist.
Vintage. Crap is crap, Pharisee. You should know that. The spring from this cushion in my back also tells me so. He sits up a little bit. Moth-eaten.
Send you back and make you a pig.
Yes, not very
Some people
great.
just don't like being saved, do they?
I guess not.
Huh.
I must apologize. Pilts. He's not still out there, is he?
I'll twirl the tin crown around on my finger. No, I'm afraid not.
It's good to have friends.
Yes.
He glances at Ludo, and he seemed to have caught a bit of the conversation about Ludo not remembering.
You need to tell us about what you were talking to Vencarlo about. We know Vencarlo has some extracurricular activities at night. And we know that this painter, Salvatore, is said to be a bit of a prophet. Perhaps his paintings are in this scarf or something like that.
Yes. He looks at the pigs, and he points at the white pig and says a name. The name he says is Eche Gomez. He points at the two pigs that are sitting like next to the cushions.
Oh, Gomez! I still have his stone, the Void. Such an interesting piece.
I don't know which pig that is. Did you find any other pigs?
Yes, we found one from the Fighting Academy, and then Ludo was a pig as well.
I remember that.
We didn't find Vencarlo, but we know that he's a pig.
Do you trust everyone in this room? He looks up at Thurkus, because I don't think he's met Thurkus before.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
Oh,
Yes.
What
You
I
want me to unrelocate your arm?
No. He kind of scrambles away and looks up at Leshy Pixel.
Ungrateful little human.
We know what to expect of them. Oh, Pixel. Remember Pixel, my tiny little friend?
Oh, you've blossomed.
She's a little bigger now.
I'm beautiful.
Ah, yes. Autumn's blessings are many.
But you can speak freely, Zedediah. There are no loose lips here, aside from whoever these pigs are. Can't vouch for them.
Well, yes, I don't know who that one is. He says he seems to be worried about. He's standing on the couch now, pointing down at the pig that's rooting.
Well, we can undo it in the morning. Let's put them into the I don't know. Put them into one of the changing rooms.
There's a storage room or something, or a closet.
Yeah, there are some changing rooms next to the across from the sauna.
Where's Mocronom?
Sound
Maybe
out.
we can. Maybe Mocronom will take a.
You had to leave Mocronom behind because you didn't have enough room in the teleports.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time finding him because it's such a busy map. Let me see. How do I do that?
Okay.
I see him in the kitchen.
Is he in the kitchen? Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
we're all
Oh,
in the kitchen.
okay. I'm gonna delete you from the kitchen.
We could also stash him in Tech's old room. They can't really make a mess in there.
Oh, that's a fair point.
The thing is, if we're gonna leave them somewhere, I'd prefer we leave them with somebody watching them.
Oh!
You could put him in the garden if you want. Not the back garden.
There's a thumping on the door because I think this door is. Is this one of the guarded doors?
Not this one.
Not this one. Oh!
It's the library, I think, is the main the library and the front door.
Mocronom comes in. Apparently, he startles Ludo and Zedediah because he's a walking handbag. Oh, there you
Did
guys
we have
are.
Mocronom when we met you last? Maybe we didn't.
What? Oh, hi, Ludo. Hey, we got Ludo. It's
Yeah.
Ludo. Ludo's paralyzed on the seat, looking down at Mocronom.
I could help you remember that too.
Oh, is something wrong with Ludo?
Yeah, he doesn't remember you, buddy.
He's lost a lot of his memories.
I am Mocronom. I can be any bag I want to be, or any box, or barrel, or container. One day I'm going to be a really big container.
Mocronom, are you keeping anything for Ludo?
Oh.
It's kind of a good question. There's
I don't think so.
doesn't look like it.
I got things for Pharisee and the Professor and Zephyros and Bookerbeck and
That's okay.
and a bunch of other people.
That's okay. I was just hoping that you could show Ludo some of your tricks, but that's okay. We can do it another time.
Oh, okay. I think I know this thing. Of course you do. I'm the Mocronom Gobbler, Ludo.
He was probably there with us.
It's very likely. He's always on my shoulder.
It was a good while back.
Yes, and Ludo squirms a bit. He doesn't like being the center of all the attention.
Ah, Zedediah then. Tell us.
I don't know who that pig is.
All right. We'll have this pig moved to one of these rooms.
Okay.
Maybe Mocronom wants some responsibility. What do you say, Pharisee? Do you think Mocronom can handle a responsibility?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Can you take the pig to another room and keep him from rooting around and destroying things?
Mocronom with his sticky goo, his really good grapple check,
Oh my
and
gosh, yeah.
his plus 17 slams can herd the pig into the other room. It squeals like a pig. Like you think that even if it heard Zedediah's words, it may not like comprehend them. You know from your spellcraft checks about baleful polymorph is that there's a chance that the animal or the person that gets turned into the animal thinks they're that animal, like they lose all intellect. These two seem to be really concerned and like they're pretty quiet and they're just sitting next to Zedediah. He doesn't seem to be have problems with them hearing what he's about to say.
We'll fix you both. Don't worry.
Yes. Well, as you know, I am the patron of the Magnolia House. It's known for artists and free spirits, and, well, in the olden days of patronage, nobles would open their coffers and homes to help budding artists and scholars and thespians perform their work. distracted by the vagaries of trying to earn a salary to keep a warm hearth and food in one's belly, and a bit of entertainment. Well, I have all sorts that come through the Magnolia House. Salvatore is a special case. You see, Salvatore, known by his fans, Salvatore Scream, is an artist that has been touched by, we shall say, darker impulses in his art. Some believe that he might actually be prophetic in his paintings, and that he struggles with nightmares that he masterfully places upon the canvas. Salvatore has stopped by throughout the years at the Magnolia residence, but it is with the problems that have been happening as of late that he left his home in Old Station and came to live with us.
As I recall, you refused to sell us one of his famed paintings the last time we met. Instead, we bartered for one of his lesser sculpture pieces, a triptych of some sort depicting 3 demons or demodans, some such thing.
Oh, his work was very prolific since the troubles and the death of the Sovereign King.
Oh, so you're saying this was a wise investment on our part? We may be able to get more than we paid for it?
Perhaps. You see, there are complications, however. As I have never been a fan of the sovereignty. Well, at least of Eodred. Oh my. After the death of the King Eodred of the sovereignty, our dead sovereign, other visitors came to the Magnolia House. He actually was there when you came to visit.
Oh?
Salvatore?
Well, Salvatore, yes, but I was hiding Neolandrus Calipopoulos, the Seneschal and de facto regent of all of Grand Station.
Oh.
Ah, yes. And he is also a pig now, is he not?
Yes.
And you didn't invite him out for tea while we were there?
Well, I have a chamber in the Magnolia residence that is, a previous owner was a wizard, and they placed an enchantment that would block all, scrying spells. Apparently he didn't want to be spied upon when he had his, carnal pursuits. However, we turned that into a studio, which then sort of became the hiding place for Neolandro and for Salvatore, because all of a sudden there were people that started looking for Salvatore. Apparently his prophetic art has something to do with, well, I can only imagine a pursuit of our sovereign queen.
Uh-huh.
Well, one thing led to another. I made contact with Van Carlo, but apparently there are, well, some dastardly types afoot. He had questions about Salvatore, and Neolandro spoke to Salvatore at great length. I think Neolandrus saw something he shouldn't have. Why else would a regent with all that power, with the Patron guard at his command, come and hide at an artist's residence?
Why indeed? Why indeed?
He knew that Salvatore was there, or found out that Salvatore had moved his studio to the Magnolia residence. You see, Salvatore's work, ever since the time of the death of the king, maybe a bit before, has, well, we'll call it his blue period.
Yes. What is the last of his work you saw?
There was lots of it. Unfortunately, I think it was all stolen. That horrible man Pilts, things that he does in the name of art, gives art a bad name.
Indeed.
He wanted Salvatore because of Salvatore's nightmares. They raided the Magnolia House, I think at the same time that they visited Van Carlo. The enemies of, well, stability.
The Heralds of Winter.
Desperately wanted the three of them, Neolandrus, Van Carlo, and Salvatore, in particular.
Do you know where they ran off to after the raid on the mansion? Where they might be keeping him?
I caught a glimpse. There were peculiar people that were, I believe, pulling Pilts' strings. Little did he know upon the stage he was but a marionette.
He seemed possibly easily manipulated.
Oh, yes. He was an errand boy. His bardic abilities, if you could call them that, allowed him to charm and get away with things that a normal person couldn't. Plus, turning everyone into a pig was his idea of a joke. I think he sold these pigs, not knowing the information that he had. He sold them to a very large woman, a giantess, and a strange recaster. I saw them. I pretended to be passed out when they were commanding Pilts around. He believed them to simply be critics or an audience or something, but they were. He was mercenary to them. He seemed to think if he did their bidding that he would be able to run whatever sort of macabre play, or whatever he thought was a play. He's dead, right?
Oh, yes. Some of those ridiculous choir members escaped, though.
Well,
Eye Tyrant is dead.
you saw the Eye Tyrant.
Yes, the sycophant that was charmed by the tyrant. He's alive and very sad.
Yeah. That's too bad. Beholdera was... Well, all Eye Tyrants apparently are insane. She was not quite as malevolent as they came.
Yes, it was a sad and unfortunate deflation, but she should not have crossed us.
But I suppose it's best Pilts did command her obedience.
If it's any consolation, her last performance was particularly moving, a bit crude, but heartfelt.
Would you be able to help me unleash my friends from this horrible torment? Gomez here must get back to his sculpting, and Etcher here to his etching.
Oh, it is quite costly, I'm afraid, to reverse such powerful magic. And as you can see, the decor in our maison, it is drab. What was the word you used? It was insulting to look upon. If only we had some way to decorate it with something befitting.
Where are
And
we?
in fact, they have nowhere to go, do they, Professor? Their place has been ransacked by the same people. It's not safe
well,
for them.
That's not exactly true. We could let them roam the backyard with those, what you call them, undead owlbears or whatever.
Yes, if
Oh,
they
well,
go
the outside here isn't safe for them either.
I get what you're saying. Where are we, Pharisee? This place gives me the willies.
Professor, are you suggesting that they should stay here and decorate for us? If so, they'll probably figure it out on their own, don't you think?
I just think in exchange for the service of such expensive magic, perhaps the artistic flair for design could be applied to this place. I trust you stay inside. We could reveal, I suppose, but oh, I don't know. Zedediah, you seem to associate yourself with a few unsavory characters.
Unsavory? It's the damn regent and a swordsmaster.
Yes, but your dealings let slip that Salvatore was staying at your house, which led to the raid and you imprisoned in the body of a pig.
I was never a pig.
Oh, well, my mistake. The memory at old age.
They dressed me up like a clown, but never a pig. Oh yes, I am sorry, Gomez. And,
There will be, in this house, no consumption of fairy dust.
Oh yeah.
For
this is Ludo.
you are among the Fae out here.
Of course, he says as he averts his eyes from.
I may be
Pixel.
kind, but they won't be so kind if they find out.
I suppose if we are going to tell him, we should do this the right way. Just one moment.
It is not safe at the Magnolia residence.
Wait, what kind of not safe?
What is he saying? Is he saying he wants to go back to the Magnolia residence?
No.
But they're just playing stupid.
Yeah, no, if you have space for us here, wherever this horrible place is.
Oh no, I think we should go to the Magnolia residence.
I think the Magnolia place.
I heard it's not safe there.
Zephyrus just floats over the table as if by magic to
Pilts?
the other chair.
Pilts likely left some of his goons there.
That sounds great.
And there were others looking for Salvatore. You go there and you'll find probably people you don't want to find.
But you won't be alone, right?
Oh, I
You'll go
promise
there
you,
and-
I do want to find them.
He does, that's true.
Could you also help me track Cinta and the others? I want to make sure that A, they're all right, and B, maybe they can join us here.
Which one's Cinta? Is she the little halfling side piece?
Yeah, we should rescue Cinta, says Ludo.
I got you, little buddy.
Puri would certainly be happy here.
Oh, yes, an abode of Fae. You have one Fae, you have them all.
Before we reveal the location, we should have a bit of a talk, though. Just one moment. I'll cast audio-visual hallucination. I threw something in VC towards you. We just need something for him here. This one allows me to do creatures per level. I can get him and the 3 pigs. They're all in the same area. This will be audio and visual. I just need some hellish demon out of his nightmares. He's seen some horrific things. I threw a little token in chat just for bearing here.
I don't see whatever you.
Nope. I threw it directly to Marty. Let's do okay. Sorry about that.
No.
And then I won't say anything, but in his mind, some things will be said to him and the pigs.
Okay, you're casting spells. It sounds like, No, I've got this one. You called it "Bat Out of Hell" before.
Yeah.
And this is a very Rocky Horror-ish kind of setting, isn't it?
yeah, kind of, yeah.
I was gonna make a meatloaf joke, but okay. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, I was looking for trying to see if I could get a illusion token off of the Bat Out of Hell album.
So, is it something specific that they see, or is it you're making a hellish demon speak to them?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
After you're done with them, we can take them to the lab. Put 'em on the
Yes.
slab.
Yes. Why do you love me forever?
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I just need something hideous. It has to come from, I think, their memories. Just looking at auditory hallucination.
All right, so something bad from their memories. Got it.
Yeah, I just need something real terrible to drive this point home. And then it will start talking to them. I'm guessing they probably failed their will saves. I don't know if you want to roll for them or not.
Yep.
And the demon will say something like, "The professor was right. You do associate yourself with unsavory characters. It would be a shame if one of them had a reason to track you down and flay the flesh from your bones."
Okay. Zedediah, after Henry casts a spell, all of a sudden starts screaming. He runs off of the couch and bangs his head on the side of the table and knocks himself out in his current state. The two pigs are now squealing and running around the room, trying to get away from what they think is the demon.
It will just start yelling in their minds and go up to Zedediah to try and shake him awake, and will just say, "You will never reveal the location. You will never let it slip." And I'll just yell at him for a while.
All right, he's in the disabled state. You're pretty sure he's hearing this.
Okay, I just want to make sure nobody, unless it's pain of torture, is loose lips on this little location here.
Give me an intimidate check, and is this a 4th level spell?
Yeah, we have it as a 4th level spell.
All right, give me an intimidate with +4.
Alright, plus 15. 27.
Okay, everyone is afraid of your devilish thing.
Oh my. I will dismiss it then and say, well, now that the formality's out of the way, you are currently residing in, what was the original name for this place?
The Villa Malavella.
Ah, yes, Villa Malavella. Really rolls off the tongue.
This place is where children were eaten.
Yes,
Past tense.
in this very room, I think.
Actually, yes. Yeah. They were dropped in from upstairs.
Ah, probably laying on the floor there was quite a bit of refuse.
Crawls back up onto the couch and just sort of lays in the fetal position, holding his
But
head.
like we did with Pilts, we destroyed them, and now it's ours, and it's
Fine.
safe.
It's really best not to walk around in this place.
Just flying around.
Ludo's looking all wide-eyed at all of you, and he's staring at the fingernail that he found.
There are some guest suites, I think. We can find a place.
Calmly take a sip of some of the booze I got from the JE Lounge liquor cabinet.
Please, if you have the ability, could you send a message to Cinta or fetch her and the others? BB and Grigori.
Oh, I suppose, but all of this artist's upkeep here will need some form of payment to maintain the household.
Fine, they will ply their craft. And I'll take a look around to see if there's anything of value here.
Yes, indeed. Well, it's a pleasure to have you, really.
Mm-hmm.
You'll like it. It's a very nice house.
Where are you sticking the pigs and Zedediah?
The guest suite next to Thurgus is unoccupied.
Okay.
Has its own privy.
All right, and you've got one pig locked up.
Yeah. But Zedediah, what did you talk with Vencarlo about?
Vencarlo is a friend of Neolandrus.
You talked to him about his friendship with Neolandrus?
No,
They talked, but you didn't really talk to him.
Vencarlo was looking for Neolandrus and found where he was hiding.
I see. Do you know what Vencarlo was trying to accomplish?
I know that he opposes Queen Iliosa. She is not right.
Sure.
She is not right.
Tell.
As far as patrons go,
You should meet her mother.
madness and carnage. And if the rumors are true, then the Mad Queen herself unleashed this foul plague upon her own people.
Yes, with some help, but sure.
Neolandrus saw the murder.
Oh. Oh, how interesting. And
What, like the murder?
what did he tell you?
He told me the Queen was involved in the death of the sovereign king, and that she summarily refused to step into stone, as is our tradition every 4 years.
Yes. She had other plans, I'm afraid.
Yes. And there is a fell power behind the Queen. Something has made her less human and more something else.
Oh dear.
Interesting. Oh, don't mess with the grand stair. The acoustics in there are fantastic.
Well, I'm not going to touch or mess with anything here.
Yes,
thi-
be
you
careful
think
with
as a
the
patron of-
library as well.
You think as a patron of the arts I don't know not to touch?
Oh, yeah. Right, yes, the library is unsafe. The library is at the top of the stairs.
He nods.
The back door into the garden area is also a bit dicey. Best to avoid that area.
Yes.
Oh, and don't try and go through the front door either. If you don't have the right key, you can't get back in.
And there is...
Particularly you trapped here.
Actually, best just stay where you are. Don't go anywhere.
Honestly, it's safer this way. We're not going to keep you here forever. You're not prisoners.
There is a sauna, though. It's quite lovely. Be careful, there are 2 elementals that are used as service, but quite friendly and talkative.
He nods and we'll
Give you the
go.
passwords to the bathing area as well.
Yes, write them down. I am going to lie down for a while.
All right.
You will see to my friends in their current polymorphed predicament.
Yes.
What do you know about the other pig, though? Do you
I-
not know who the other pig is?
It was a pig before we got here.
Ah. Interesting. We might start with him, but I think we can get you all fairly soon.
Yes, I think the order is of no importance to him.
All right. What are you guys doing after you've interrogated or had a conversation with Zedediah?
If we cast Detect Magic on this other pig, does it have a persistent polymorph effect on it?
Yep.
Okay. So it's not just like a normal pig.
Nope.
I want to take Ludo up to his room and show him around a little bit. And I want to use my last modify memory to have him recall the 5 minutes after he stepped through the door to go get some stuff and come back, but never came back.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's only 5 minutes, probably not enough time, but
You say-
he'll learn about the key, he'll remember Manny, and he'll kind of remember all of us again.
I'm just gonna keep watch around Zedediah's room.
All right.
I'm gonna drink and play cards with the crawling.
After your adventure.
Yeah. we're gonna just-
Ludo's. Oh. The key. Manny?
Yes. Yes.
He nods.
And the apparatus of Qualish. That was fun.
Oh, yeah. Where is that thing?
I don't know, man. I gave it to you.
I
Well, actually, I'm not 100% sure where it is. I think it was going back through the hut.
or was it-
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
I think
Well, which is where we took it from in the first place, to be honest. So
yeah.
I guess fair's fair on that one.
So where's his key? I don't got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Your mirror self has it.
Oh.
How did we learn that? We saw it in a vision.
Yeah. Well, that's not normal, huh?
No. But the archfey that you crossed, maybe we all crossed. Yeah, one of her daughters, I think, or maybe she herself, did something to you in there.
Oh, that was a bad place, wasn't it? Goes and sits down.
Bad, good. It was full of interesting treasures.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should go back.
Yeah.
We should find Zalara's son.
Huh?
Tomorrow I can give you a memory of Zalara.
Oh yeah. Thanks. Yeah. This stuff seems real.
Well, it is, yeah.
Who? Why did? Something bad happened there, didn't it?
Yes, but we're not totally sure what, because we weren't with you.
How come?
We had to travel back on a train like common plebes.
Oh. Okay. He shrugs like it's not a big deal.
When we used to be able to travel the worlds a
Wait.
step at a time.
You let me go into that place alone, knowing it was dangerous?
You went with Manny, and most of the time it was fine.
Oh.
I mean, I guess that time it wasn't.
Okay.
We wouldn't do it again. If that's any consolation.
Yeah, I think they took a lot of stuff from me.
Yeah, I think so.
He kicks back in in one of the seats. Well, Pharisee has a project. Apparently, you're gonna un-Swiss cheese his mind.
Yeah, one hole at a time, but only the important stuff.
Pharisee, looks like you're still pretty injured from the fight with 51 damage. I don't know what you guys are.
Yeah.
I've got open spell slots if you need healing.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to stay here for sure overnight, and get a good night's rest. We may want to stay for a couple days if we want to undo the pigs. It's going to take a lot of spell power or a lot of luck.
We should probably go.
7 on 5 Cure Light wounds. And then, how much are you down total?
I was down, I think, 51.
I've got a Cure Serious that I can do. Or sorry, Cure Mod.
Oh.
So there's another. So yeah, there's 57 right
So
there.
Pharisee is healed.
Whew. Nice.
And then Thurgus has got 20 damage.
Who does?
Thurgus.
Oh yeah. I'll heal myself for my last Cure Light. I'll take 11 off.
And then overnight you'll heal your level in hit points.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Zephyros is 1. He'll heal that overnight as well.
Yep. So okay, looks like healing's no problem.
Do we know what time of day it is?
You guys went, I think, in the morning. Yeah, it's like early afternoon at this point. You had a nice leisurely conversation.
What spell do we use on the pigs?
Dispel magic.
Or break enchantment.
Yeah, either one. Baleful Polymorph is a duration like permanent, so it's just an active spell effect that can be dispelled.
So if we have to use dispel magic, do we divide and conquer on this? Do you prepare all of them yourself, Pharisee?
I usually have 3 prepared per day. I can dedicate some of them. I tried earlier, but it failed quite a few times, so more is better here.
Yes, I can get 5.
Do you want me to prepare a couple as well? If we're not going to go fighting, I can prepare probably 4 dispels magic if we need.
We're not going to have a big fight tomorrow. We probably ought to,
We should probably consider an extraction of those other artists that Zedediah was referring to.
We should. What we could do is just spend the morning tomorrow. Don't prepare anything. Prepare them one at a time and cast them. I think that's an option. It just takes longer.
Sure, I think that's fair.
I will slam my cards down in disgust and yell, "You're cheating, damn it! I don't know how, but somehow you're hiding those cards up a sleeve."
How can it see what's on the cards? It has no eyes.
It's full of mysteries.
Magic.
The professor is just that bad at cards.
So it's settled then. In the morning, we'll prepare the spells slowly so that we can unstuck some of these pigs, and then if there's time in the evening, perhaps we can go rescue a few wayward artists.
I think that sounds like a good plan.
I heard there was danger at their residence, Thurgus.
Oh, I'm very excited about that place.
Yes.
I haven't burnt down a place in a while.
Yes, it would be a fun jaunt to the city, and I am fond of getting some priceless works crafted for free by some local artists.
It's not for free at all. We've got to expend our magic.
Very true, very true. Patrons of the arts, glad to see we're using our wealth for the good of the community.
Yes. I feel great about it too.
Then it's settled. An early bed then, after supper.
I think that sounds fair.
Alright, I was reading Dispel Magic and Baleful Polymorph and all that. So what's the plan?
I think the plan is tomorrow we are going to prepare Dispel Magics one by one so we can use them, and if we need more, we'll prepare more so that we don't have to... It makes it easier for us for the economy of spell preparation to make things happen.
So you're gonna spend a day dispelling polymorph and then leave the day after?
If there's time and if we haven't burned through a lot of spell slots, I think we'll probably try and go at Zedediah's, I think, his mansion or whatever, where the other artists are hiding out.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll try and dispel magic on these pigs first.
Alright, so you spend the rest of the day kind of resting after your visit to the theater. That evening is uneventful. You do have more people staying in the Villa Malabella. The next morning, you get up leisurely, have some coffee, prepare your spells, and then gather in the JE lounge once again with pigs in tow.
We need to figure out how this scarf works. We've got some other things that are similar. We've got a robe that you take things off of and they turn into stuff. Is it like that at all?
Is this something we could, like, if we identified it really good, we could figure out the mechanism?
It's not a magic item.
Oh, it's not a magic item. The scarf? Oh, that's right.
The scarf isn't. Are the individual pieces of treasure on it?
No, but the collection of treasure that is depicted in the scarf is where the magic is radiating from.
Ah, I wonder if we could dispel it and bring it back out.
Give me a spellcraft check, Pharisee. You're the one who seems to have been examining it very closely.
Yeah. Yeah, 25.
You didn't watch the spell being cast, so the difficulty is 20 plus double spell level. No, you've got a mystery on your hands.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is. I haven't cast it.
Well, I'm not sure either.
Is it a focus of the spell? Maybe we could. Maybe our friend here saw it cast.
Okay, he's waiting outside. Apparently, the pigs don't want to come in after seeing the demon the day before. The other pig goes right back to the potted plant and is digging around in it.
Oh, let's undo this one first.
Oh, wait a second. I want to search the potted plant to see if it, like, is... Pigs have really good noses.
Are there truffles in there?
I want to know if there's, like, something buried in there that...
I don't know.
The pig finds out that we don't.
Give me a d6. You roll a 5. There's something in there that the pig unearthed, but accidentally. 6. There's something valuable, organic in there. No, it just seems to be hungry and it's eating the roots of like this dried plant. The plant needs to be.
You let me down, pig.
There are crab apples in the backyard. We should get him some of those. Actually, let's just turn him back.
Who wants to take the first chance? First turn?
I'll do it.
All right. Give me a second. None of these are jumping out at me. I got to take a quick bio break. That'll give me a chance to think who this person is. This person is a... they were turned into a pig before all this. They're not actually involved in like the big plot with Neolandrus and Van Carlo. They were just a rival of Pilts that got turned into a pig perhaps
someone who's like watching him test out his play for the first time, and
or
trying
maybe
to steal
an
his ideas.
artist, some sort of arcane artist or something involved in that. Give me some ideas when I get back from bio break. And
sounds good. I'm gonna go ahead and get a drink of water here too.
Max, entertain the entire channel.
Yeah, seriously. I guess you guys are all leaving it up to me. All right, so I'm gonna tell you this guy's life story. So my guess, let's see here. I'm gonna build this dude while they're gone. If he was a bard,
Stream, give some ideas as well.
yeah, right. Portfolio, create new character. Then Carlo, bard. Let's see here. Chalish diva, celebrity. Faith singer, fortune teller. No, this dude's a juggler. This dude's a low-level juggler. He was sent to spy on the play. It was in progress. Stealing notes. Nah, everybody's taking a break, Fox. They left me to entertain the stream. The TLDR is this pig, the first pig that we're dispelling. He's essentially not relevant to our interests because he was a pig long before any of the other pigs showed up. So I've decided that he's a 4th level human juggler bard who is a spy sent to keep an eye on this sort of play that was in progress with the Eye Tyrant, and he got caught stealing notes. I decided he was a juggler, Matt. You don't see enough juggler bards. It's a perfect front,
I think that's
too.
actually an awesome one. Yeah. That's someone that would be competitive with Pilts.
Yeah, he could easily be hired by like a rival playwright or something like that. But he's like, I don't know, I'm just a juggler. But he's like a spy. Come up for that.
like a goblin juggler.
A goblin juggler?
Yeah.
And every time he makes a kill move, he's like, I always go for the jugular. And that's like his one beat thing. He thinks it's so creative to be a juggler that always goes for the jugular.
Or he just doesn't know the difference between the two. He calls the jugular the juggler.
He's built his whole career around it, and no one's told him. Yeah, I think if he was like a half like a goblin or something, that could work. Ooh, Max, think we can get into some combat tonight? Think there'll be any combat at this playwright's house?
No.
Someone else is gonna have to spell it and get us our
Whoa,
goblin juggler.
what happened?
You got a dirty 0. How do you even get a 0 in D&D?
D20 minus 1 is the spell level that you dispel, or the caster level you dispel.
You actually turned
You
into...
can't dispel a peasant.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
So that's the first attempt.
Oh, well, oh my. Let me give it a try then. I will pull out Bacom's wand and silently cast Dispel Magic. And then, okay, it is 1d20 minus...
Plus 10, minus 11.
Well, no, it depends what the caster level of the wand is.
Not with him, though.
Yeah.
That's just Macabre's wand to meta magic it silent.
Yeah, this is a prepared spell.
Okay.
Okay, so plus 10, minus 11.
Third level caster.
We're getting there.
Not really feeling myself yet. Zephyros, care to help us out?
It's a persistent one, this one.
Yeah,
Sure, I can
It's
do
now
it.
we're running
Magic.
around the room.
I'm just taking a look to see what the roll is. I'm going to make
I'll
coffee.
sit down
Yeah, Max.
and start memorizing another dispel magic.
Max
So
has
it's-
1 fortune point, and I still have a boon in the tank, which I don't remember if I spent it or not. Give me a second.
That boon might have been for Ludo.
I don't remember. There might have been 2.
There might have been.
I think there was some treasure that I dropped that was a boon.
The Tenebrin shield was a boon item.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, do.
Anyways, I will err on the side of somebody spent money on boon. That I'll leave it there for now. But
Okay. So dispel magic 1d20 plus caster level. We're caster level 10s, right?
Oh. Somebody just spent a fortune point.
So that's 1d20 plus 10.
well, looks like Ahmed's spending fortune points to give everyone one.
Oh, my man!
Yeah, you can spend
There
them how you want.
you go.
Are you spending yours on this roll or not?
I'm going to spend it on my roll if I'm spending
you could do it afterwards. You could do it retro. It's fine.
Okay, so 1d20 plus 10 is my d20 plus caster level. And of course I roll a 2, which is absolutely shite.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
first level caster.
Well,
I'll
first
spend-
thing in the morning, no one should be
I'll
embarrassed.
spend the time learning another dispel magic and casting that.
Yeah, I think
The pig's running around the room,
we
knocking
usually
shit
think
over.
we do it for something that's a little bit of a better of a roll than a 2.
Hey, I've got an idea. Since you guys suck at this, why don't I just kill this pig, and then if he was important later, we could just res him.
No, I think we'll just bring him back.
It's a
Zap.
point of pride now.
Okay, so you zap it, and then
12th level caster.
12th level caster. The pig stops. It falls over, and it disappears behind one of the couches. You can see this greenish light flashing, and now you hear coughing.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself? And who are you?
Name's Jackie.
Jackie.
And you notice that there's a bunch of things now flipping up in a circle from behind the couch, and he kind of steps up from the couch, and he's juggling.
Oh no.
Splendid.
Hi!
And he looks at all of you. He's inching towards the door while juggling.
Oh, I'll turn you right back into a pig if you don't tell us what's going on here.
He gathers up his things, and grabs this ball, and sticks it on his nose like it was like the nose of a clown. I'm a juggler?
Apparently.
What's the last thing you remember? Discern lies.
It's kind of a haze.
Is he lying?
No, he's having a hard time.
Pig? Something to do with pigs?
I believe you.
He grins.
Can you only juggle those mallets, or is it all manner of things?
Oh no, I can juggle other things, but Pilts never... Pilts! I remember Pilts!
I'm sorry. I want to know, when you were a pig, where did the things you juggle go?
An excellent question, Zephyros. Where indeed?
Oh, I got a pouch here, and a holster here, and a bandolier, and all the little batons go here. See? Hands free!
And the moment
Look,
you
Moo
get out of the
no
pig,
hands!
and then the moment you come out of the pig, you're no longer a pig. You start juggling immediately.
Oh, he turned me into a pig? Is that why my belly hurts?
Oh, your belly hurts from eating dirt, I think. But yes, he did turn you into a pig.
Oh.
Care to elaborate for us on those circumstances?
I was in Pilt's employ and he got upset. I think I dropped one too many things.
Certain lies.
Your arms get tired.
Is he a good juggler?
Is he a good juggler?
Yes. He thinks he is.
Okay. I believe you.
Yes.
I think we should let him go. Honestly, he's got a pitiful life.
If we let him go...
We'll take you back to the city, but you have to come with us.
If
If you try to escape from here, you'll die.
His little goblin, he smiles this toothy grin. He nods and he points at the couch. And goes,
This just seems too easy. Why was he a pig?
Pilts did like turning things into pigs.
They had a lot of pigs.
They did. They did.
Pilts was an awful man. He wanted to cut off lots of people's heads, and he thought it'd be funny if I threw daggers at people, and well, there wasn't really any point in throwing daggers at people.
He's a madman.
Oh, yeah.
Don't try and understand him, Zephyros.
You're welcome to interrogate him a bit further if you like, though. I think we
Interrogate?
earn the right to a few questions, don't you? We've brought you back from the damn near dead.
I shake him.
Oh.
Tell me, who are you working for?
Ah!
give me an intimidate check.
We gave up fresh roast pork for this.
That's the best intimidation question.
I think
Just
you get a
go
plus
to it.
4 because you're bigger than him.
29. Oh, tell me.
I swear! I swear! I didn't mean anything by it! I wasn't part of his band! I promise! I was sent there to spy on them!
Aha! The truth comes out. I shake him some more.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I sent information along to the station guard.
Who was your contact?
He names a name that you recognize.
Discern lies. Round 4. Shake, 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 shake.
Yeah, okay. So much. It's so good. It's getting past these eagle eyes.
Yeah, you recognize the name of a certain sergeant that you guys made lieutenant.
Oh, nice, nice.
He's working for that guy? You were working for him?
What was his name?
I forget his name. Is it Grubauer?
Who's the sovereign of Grand Station?
Dashing young fellow.
I have it written down somewhere.
If I could spell lieutenant. And then,
He is an honorable fellow.
Lieutenant Grubauer. Yeah.
What was it?
Lieutenant Grubauer.
That's right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Queen Iliosa.
Yes, okay. I was just curious how long you've been in there.
Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me.
I'll set him down. All right, now juggle.
Okay.
He's
You have to torture us too.
he's really frightened of Thurgus. He gets up onto the table, grabs some stuff, and starts juggling. He's juggling two things, and he scoops up a third. Like he's got a smile on his face, like he's trying to placate Thurgus. Apparently, three things he could juggle all day long.
I think as he starts juggling, next to him, the hand will start like tapping at a beat as he starts juggling.
Okay, he
Hold on.
slowly makes
The
his
hand
way.
is doing that. Is the hand tapping or jumping?
Yeah, I can say like a bunny hand.
He sees the animate hand and quickly moves away from it.
We will take you back to safety, but if you try and screw us, it will not go well. You know that. I'm just reminding you. Come on.
Rapiros just flies around into the other couch again.
Oh.
He's just going off.
Yeah, at least juggling three tiny objects is you could. It looks like you could do it all day long.
Should we?
Yeah, all right. Let's do the
these
other pigs.
Yeah.
But keep the juggling going.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Alright.
In all seriousness, can he inspire?
I'll memorize one more dispel.
What's that?
Can he inspire?
Uh,
Is he like an actual juggler, or is he just like a peasant?
Just a guy.
you don't know. In this
Okay.
situation, Jokyu is not using
Okay.
any spell-like powers.
All right,
Do any of you
That's
have
fine.
like arcane sight or any way of like? Okay.
just sense motive.
Okay.
Just really good sense motive.
He picks up a fourth item and is now juggling that when you look at him like he's trying.
Ooh. This is the most entertainment we've had in weeks, Zephyros.
Yeah.
Can I cast detect magic on him? See if like any of his equipment is magical.
Yeah.
Live performance.
Patrons of the art, eh, Pharisee? We've found ourselves another.
Indeed.
There is a minor enchantment coming off of his a well-used wand at his belt. There might be two of them. There is a minor enchantment in a pocket, and his one of his many daggers is magical. Now we're talking goblin-sized daggers, so they're like butter knives for Thurgus, but
Sure. Hey, Pharisee, are you gonna go get those other pigs?
Yes. Actually, why don't we just do them in the hall?
Yeah, walk with me for a second.
Sure.
And then I look back at the room. Keep juggling.
Oh, yes.
I'll keep watching him. The hand and I will.
Professor, you hear him say it's Pilts Palace all over again.
Oh, please, not so melodramatic.
God.
Yeah, I'll even help, and I'll cast I got a silent image here, and I'll dance a little colored ribbon, or I'll make another thing around him that it looks like he's juggling, but it's like really big and dangerous.
Not that helpful to have them hate us and want to rat out our location. So
Is Pharisee in the hall with me? Once
Yeah.
we're out of earshot of the dude. Yeah. He's got some loot on him. Are we gonna rob this little goblin blind, or are we just gonna let him go?
I think we just let him go.
Alright.
Is it really good, dude?
I don't know. I'm not magic. It's like a little bit over here. There's like a wand and another wand. something in his pocket.
Whatever it was, it didn't prevent him from becoming a pig.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Zedediah looks in.
Oh, a goblin. You rescued the goblin first, before my friends.
Well, we wanted to know if we needed to, I don't know, take care of them.
Yet your friends also weren't digging in the fucking plants. Oh, a fifth one. It's a
Your
joke.
friends are not a risk. Let's just say that. Let's bring them back. Professor, would you like to do the honors?
Oh, what's that?
The pigs look like they're reluctant to go into the room where they saw visions of a demon talking to them.
Come on out into the hall and tap one of these pigs.
I suppose was enjoying the show though. Ludo, Mockernom, please enjoy the performance while we're away.
Oh, he's throwing things up really fast and catching them and throwing them up really fast before the other thing comes down.
But does he catch that second and third thing, though, Mockernom? Please tell me.
Yes, he caught the second thing and the third thing and the fourth thing, but he threw up the second thing before the third thing. Oh, it's like
As I walk into the hall, surely he must have dropped one of those things, though. Please, keep watching.
No, he's an enemy of the ground. He keeps everything in the air.
Which one is Gomez?
He points to the darker furred.
I cast
pig.
Dispel Magic on that one.
Okay.
Nope.
The pig squeals a bit, but
Don't worry, I have one prepared as well.
I can go again.
16.
16th level magic. Oh no, that would
minus
be fifth.
11 is 5th level casters.
Yep. Pilts is an 11th level caster.
Oh, don't we have some fortune points that we can add?
And
Won't get you there.
What do we get for the fortune point? 10.
+2.
Oh, plus 2.
You're
Okay.
thinking hero point.
Yeah, got it.
I will nonchalantly, or I'll ask, perhaps, yes.
I'll start memorizing again.
Yes.
I'll cast, I'll cast one as well. I have Bakam's wand in my hand, though. I'm trying to be cool about it, though, and not call a lot of attention to this, though. But by doing that, I worry I may inadvertently draw more attention as I stumble about trying to be cool.
All right, so just roll your rolls until you run out of spells.
Okay, Pharisee, I've got an idea. You know how I can make weapons be really good, right? What if I make my greatsword a dispelling greatsword, and then I stab one of the pigs to get a bonus?
I think you'd probably kill them, don't you?
But maybe not. I'll wave my hand and successfully cast
Henry gets one.
13th level.
All right, so you end up freeing, I believe, the gargoyle sculptor from his piggish form.
I will try again here.
Welcome back.
Oh, there we go.
And
Okay, so I don't need one.
You end up freeing
All right, maybe next time.
the dwarf named Etcher from his form as well.
Nice.
Oh,
Gomez, I still have your sculpture upstairs.
Zedediah kind of shakes both of their hands, and they look about. They don't look confused with where they are because they had their minds while they were in their polymorph, and Zedediah probably told them what was going on. They were also there listening to the conversation. Gomez bows to all of you, and then Etcher just nods and shuffles his feet a bit.
Please help yourselves to a shower after such a long time as a pig. I'm sure it was quite taxing on the spirit.
Okay. Zedediah shows them where the sauna and the bathing room is, and then probably the kitchen as well.
Well, that was easy enough, I suppose. How are we feeling as far as gusto for the rest of the day?
Well, we've got a little bit of energy, I think.
Thurgis, surely you're tired, though. I'm sure you would just like to lay down, not go seeking danger in the city at night. Oh, no doubt.
Discern lies.
Zephyros walks back into the room where the juggler is.
Yeah,
juggling
he was starting. You notice he only had 2 things out. He was just kind of going back and forth. He pulls up the 4 things again and continues to juggle.
Zephyros just, as Zephyros glides over the table and over the couch, Zephyros just says to him, "Don't worry about it. Just stop the juggling. It's not needed."
He climbs off the table and says,
You're in no danger here. They're just messing with you.
Yep. I'll walk back in. Oh, did I miss the end of the show?
Yeah, Pixel's clapping.
Oh.
Yes, you did, Professor. I told him he could stop juggling. It's unnecessary at this point. We know who he is and what he's doing.
Is this he taking? Oh, pardon me.
Shall we attempt to find the artists?
Yes.
I can scry.
Ah, yes.
Don't we have a place to start looking already?
But we should know what the situation is there before we teleport in, I would assume.
Yeah, they may or may
and
not
take
be
all the
there.
fun out of it.
We could take the carriage, but of course that would take some time.
True.
Oh, I've
I
got
have some teleportation. You have some teleportation.
Yeah.
Should be
I've got-
fine.
I have 2. Is 2 enough for today?
I think between all of us, yes.
Yeah, I think so too. And
Oh.
I have a bunch of dimension doors in case we need to hop quickly.
Walker sitting uncomfortably close to Ludo. He like shifts over and the bags shift over. Hi. Ludo clearly doesn't quite remember enough of Mokernam to be comfortable with this.
Can I try to scry on Grigori, the Grig?
Yes, you've met Grigori, I think, twice.
Do we have anything of his?
No.
NVNG, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Let us know if you have any questions. You're doing Grigori, okay. Had you not come up with a juggler, Max, I was going to make a Grig that played sad fiddling music, like sad violin to everything.
I was just looking at random bard archetypes, and one of the things I always wanted to make was a juggler. It's like one of the fun ways to make a dual-wielding pistol character.
Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Okay, so what were you asking, Matt? You're going to scry upon the Grig.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see if I can figure out where he's at. Because, you know, if we can find him, he can tell us about the other ones. He might have escaped. He might still be there. Who knows?
All right. I'm going to go to the conversation layer. I'm going to roll a die for his will save. What is the DC of your save? What's the DC?
The DC for Scrying in general here. 22.
Okay. Zalara's crystal ball first turns misty as you begin the spell. I believe it's a 10-minute cast, so you're at it for a while. But eventually a bright hue begins to clear inside the mist, and you can see what comes into focus is a brass bird cage, and it looks like Grigori the Grig and BB the fairy dragon have been put inside this bird cage. You can see all sorts of messy paints and like leftover meals and that sort of thing. And there's a peculiar creature that is poking at them with what looks like a not a stick, but it's a paintbrush. It's just sort of like poking them awake when you scry in. I'm gonna go to the Magnolia Residence blob in the
Okay.
enforce current map, center current view, and the creature that is poking them in the cage. Looks like it's some sort of plantish creature with a lot of eyes. It's a little bit bigger than the Griggs themselves. You think it's about halfling sized. And it's making some sort of noise in a language that you may or may not know. Oh, you know Sylvan.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Leave us alone, says BB. Wake up! Time to ask! Time to answer a question!
I'm not ready, Pumpkinkin. You hear a female voice.
Does it sound familiar at all?
No, it sounds slightly husky.
All right.
Definitely.
Do I hear any other?
You don't hear any.
voices?
You don't hear any other voices.
Is this a room we've been in before in the residence?
It looks like one of the busy tables where like it's a well marked table that the bird cage is on. You can see a bunch of like books and old plates and tipped over wine glass. Yeah, it's kind of the messy, artist, nothing neat area. You think you're in one of the main halls of the Magnolia residence.
Okay.
Let's see if anything happens while you're scrying. How long does the scrying last?
Scrying lasts 1 minute per level, so about 10 minutes.
All right, I rolled a d4. Higher was more important. Apparently, you're catching a bit of an interrogation.
Huh.
Gliding into view is a very stern-looking woman.
Didn't we see this lady in the other scry?
She's not the giantess.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought it was.
I don't remember if she was also in that one, though.
I don't think so.
Perhaps today you will tell me what you were doing when I first arrived. Where is the owner of this estate?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, but you suspect you know where he is. I can see through your lies. Do not lie to an Inquisitor of Fane.
An Inquisitor of who?
I think I've got the right name. Give me a second.
There's an Inquisitor there with a pumpkinkin of some sort. Has them trapped in a cage. It's in one of the main rooms in the Magnolia residence. We might be able to teleport right in.
An Inquisitor of... She might have mispronounced Fane as Vane.
Oh.
But the Templars of Fane, also known as the Templars, do employ Inquisitors. Curious that one is here.
Is it... I guess what I'm wondering is it possible they're on our side against the Queen?
Perhaps.
Well, I think we should mount that rescue mission then.
Give me a knowledge religion.
Ah, a thing which I have.
Or a knowledge local. So you're trying to figure out which side they're on.
I'm gonna risk it to see if I can get more than an 11 on that roll. Yeah, there we go. 35.
So the mandate of the Templars
religion.
of Fane are to protect the churches of the inherited gods as well as the established gods from heresy as well as the enemies of said churches. They also have a mandate to lock up anything that is dangerous to civilization itself that should not be in the hands of mortals. This sometimes puts them at odds with the Arcanacrum, who see magic as a tool, and they, being at the top of that pyramid, should have the ability to work whatever magic they want.
They weren't the Inquisitors that were going after the Everbark wand, were they?
Your only encounter with a Inquisitor of the Templars of Fane was the wooden statue that you guys found and disposed of when you were heading towards Villa Malavella when you were hunting Bark Wilder. So they were hunting Bark Wilder, likely because that wand is too powerful to be in the hands of just regular folk.
So if we do go and mount a rescue, the Templars of Fane may not actually be against us. They may seek the downfall of the Queen as well, since they defend the churches of the inherited races and the others. But they don't like powerful magic that shouldn't be in the hands of mortals, and we're all about that. So...
Yes.
You will stop lying to me! She says to the two little creatures in the cage.
Don't show our hand on things that we shouldn't have.
Where is the artist? And if you answer a question with another question, I will bring pain to this cage. And her eyes crackle with lightning as well as her hands.
Yeah, she's threatening them.
The Grig and BB are holding on to each other and shaking with fear. Where is Salvatore? Where is he?
Looking for Salvatore.
A man like that should not walk amongst. A man that is touched by the gods should be kept separate. He has seen too much. He knows too much. He has been blessed and cursed, as is the two sides of the coin when tossed by the gods.
I think we should go save him.
I think Salvatore's touched by the gods and...
Tell us! Tell us! And this thing is a this pumpkin thing. Give me a knowledge nature. Or knowledge nature would be.
I'll just take 10 on that and get a 31. Since I'm a bard.
This thing is a leshy. It's a pumpkin leshy.
A pumpkin leshy, how nice.
And they're called pumpkinkins.
Pumpkinkin leshy.
Yep.
How are they not called pumpkins?
Pumpkinkins.
No!
They come from mountains.
Or maybe this thing's name is Pumpkinkin, but... and then with your 31, it is unseelie.
His name's also Ken.
You also think that this woman might be more than just human. She has some fey look to her, and she might even have wings tucked behind her very broad shoulder pads.
She looks a bit unseelie herself. And I know, I've spent some time in their courts.
So you're going to teleport us in, and I'm not supposed to kill him outright? You're going to try and talk to him first? Is that what I'm hearing?
I think we might want to talk to them first.
Got it.
But I think there's a good chance we'll have to kill them.
Okay, let's go.
It's pretty common.
Isn't teleporting in going to give away our hand?
We could go to the outside and knock on the door.
It will show that we're powerful, but will also surprise the hell out of them.
It could also immediately make us enemies with the people who would seek to pry our possessions from our mortal cold dead fingers.
True. We're already enemies of so many people, though. It's hard to keep track, isn't it?
Yes.
That is true.
Yes, of course.
But it never helps. It's never bad to be prepared.
Oh, you did this without Zedediah in the room? Okay, so he doesn't see the state of BB and Grigori in the cage.
I'm open to showing up at the front door, but that gives them maybe the advantage. If we teleport in after we're all prepared with our spells, they'll have trouble standing up to us.
I think that sounds fair.
Yeah, we could go in invisible at least, and perhaps we can cause enough confusion that no one's sure what happened.
Oh, we could go in invisible except for one of us.
Oh, the image is gone, says Makarnam. The intelligent bag of holding that can turn also mimic.
Or we could just all go in invis. That's probably perfectly fine.
So give me a. How do we kill them? Anything specific I need to prepare or think about?
Why do we have to
Cold
kill
iron
them?
wouldn't hurt.
Says Ludo.
What was that?
It's a
Leshies.
precautionary discussion.
No lightning or sonic on leshies. Fire
Nope.
should work, but it won't be, super effective. or
Excuse
anything.
me, why should we kill them?
Aren't Inquisitors, like, bad to mess with?
I mean, if they find out that you've messed with them, yes. We don't have to kill them. We can, but we should be prepared to.
Yeah, it's a precautionary discussion. I think we're going to try and employ diplomacy to start.
We can certainly tell them that Salvatore is in the possession of Gia, which the enemy of my enemy, right?
Did you say no lightning, no electricity?
Not on the Leshy.
Is there any spells I can cast?
Fireball.
No, I don't mean I can cast. That would work.
The hand of the Archmage nudges the
Fireball
professor.
would work.
Okay.
Yes, Icky Mace.
It says that lady doesn't know where Crazy Artist is.
Yes, I noticed that. I was thinking perhaps we could scry on Salvatore ourselves.
The crawling claw pulls at you again.
Yes, what is it?
Mage. Didn't you guys try to? No, you tried to.
Please. You're
Probably,
Yeah.
probably in the private sanctum.
You're confusing me. Hold on. I will cast audio-visual hallucination on myself and on us in the room.
Didn't you pick up like telepathic bond for this reason?
Yeah. I did, but I cast
I'd
audio
rather
visual
hallucinate.
hallucination on everyone who's willing in the room.
I mean, if she doesn't know where the artist is, then she's not one of them.
And then I will give control of the illusion to my familiar, the hand of Icky Mace, the Archmage. And I will let his hallucination illusion wash over me, and he can just show up as himself and talk to me and not have to do our weird sign language between Wizard Professor and Severed. And...
All right. Give me an int check for the crawling hand. He is a familiar after all.
Yes. And his int is +0. Oh, can I use the point? Oh! He's been trying to talk for ages.
All right. The crawling hand has an idea. He's making you guys hallucinate the last time you looked in the silver scrying tool where you learned something, and you see a big giant lady with a pig and the weird backward-handed Rakasta standing beside her having a conversation.
Oh yeah, there was the weird backwards hand. Yeah.
The crawling claw then goes and touches. It's weird because the end of your other scrying spell, and there's this hallucination on top of it. But he goes and plinks the scrying tool, and then crawls.
It's unseelie though, isn't it?
And then crawls back into near Henry.
clarifying question.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a Rakasta like the tiger people or a Rakshasa like the demon?
I
A
don't know if-
Rakshasa.
Okay.
It looked like it took the guise of a Rakasta, which is a cat-headed humanoid, but the
Okay.
backward claws was a telltale sign of a Rakshasa.
So let me get this straight. We have a.
The Rakasta Rakshasa.
There we go. Okay.
Got it. Okay.